Hey, it's Tom Z with Traction Real Estate Mentors, and in this quick video, I'm going to show you my negotiation flow. This is how to bring a seller from no to yes. It's a very specific process, and it's one of the #1 things people tell me that I teach to them. So keep it rolling and stay tuned. Negotiation is the #1 skill you need to be able to close great real estate deals. It also helps in all aspects of life, and no matter what kind of business you're doing, which is why I can never figure out why this isn't taught in school. In fact, it's not really taught anywhere. That's why I'm going to teach it to you today. Now, like I said, the #1 thing that people tell me that I teach them is the negotiation skills, the techniques, and the overall flow of the process. So what I want to show you today is my overall negotiation flow, because walking a motivated seller through this flow is what brings them from saying no to saying yes. And yes is where you need to get them to be. So follow along with me. The negotiation flow is like this. There's 3 major sections to each part. And there's 3 major parts. When we start negotiation, the first thing we need to do is get the ball rolling. We simply need to learn how to start a conversation with somebody and get the ball rolling. I'm always surprised how many people have no clue how to start a conversation with someone. And if you don't know how to start, there's no way you can progress them through. Getting the ball rolling is how we get a conversation started. Because if we don't learn how to get a conversation started, we stay stuck at the starting line. And that's no fun. We want to be able to progress people through. So we need to learn first how to get the ball rolling. Then we're going to learn how to get the price down. You need to have strategies for getting the price to drop, right? Bringing the price down, and we have 3 very specific strategies for that. And then finally, you got to learn how to get it closed. Otherwise, it just goes on forever. So get it closed. You have to have strategies for closing the deal. Let's put an exclamation point on that. I'm shocked how many times people don't know how to wrap it up. How do you get somebody to say yes? You got to give them the same decision one way or the other. We're going to move them towards that yes, but you can't stand around all day hoping that maybe it's going to work. You need to learn how to push the person for an answer, and that's what we're going to do and get it closed. So what I want to walk you through is break these categories down. We're going to start off with what it takes. You need to learn openers. You need to learn how to open. The first part of getting the ball rolling is learning to open. How do you start a conversation? What kinds of questions do you ask? What do you say to get the verbal juices flowing and get them to open up to you? There's a technique to that. As they start to talk, then yes, you need to learn how to listen. You need to learn how to listen. If they're talking, you need to listen and reflect back to them what you're hearing. That way you kind of understand what they're asking, and they know that you understand what they're asking and what they're after, so that you can wind up packaging up the right solution that's going to work right for them. After we've opened and listened, you need to push them a little bit. I call that dig. You need to dig. Yeah, don't just take their statements at face value. Dig for a proper answer. Dig down to what's the real motivation behind that. And if there's a little bit of pain there, and there's always a little bit of pain because they're motivated sellers, there's something wrong. You want to needle that pain. You want to push those buttons. You're not doing that in a nasty way. You're not doing that in an evil way. You're not doing that to be rude. You're doing that as a favor to them, because by actually turning up the heat on what they do and pressing the buttons that they have, you're going to make them think about what they need to be doing to actually progress through on the deal. And probably no one else has done that. So no one else has done them a favor, because most people are flat out afraid to dig. Now, for the middle section, I'm going to skip that for right now. Let me talk about how we wrap things up. It's very simple, really. We want to, once we can feel that they're close to saying yes, once we've built the right package and have it down, we want to learn how to reach for compromise. Reaching for compromise is where we're at. What is it that you want? What is it that they want? What is it that you need? What is it that they need? And let's compromise and get to a yes. So we are going to reach for compromise as we get to the end. Then we get them to flat out agree to the offer that we made. When they agree, that's when they're saying yes. Yeah, they're going to agree to say yes. Awesome. When they finally decide that yes makes sense because of everything that you've brought them through, they agree. You get them to say yes, and that is when you close. closing is simply a matter of making sure you have addressed all their objections, all their concerns, everything is set just right, and then you present them with a contract. Okay? In a real estate deal, you will present them with a contract, and that is how you are going to close the deal. So we're going to open, listen, dig, then we go through this important middle sector, reach, agree, and close. And you know what? On this middle sector, this is what I teach specifically at the Rapid Cash Generator Bootcamp. So sorry to tease you on this, but I'm not going to reveal what these three elements are. I'm going to save that for my paying students at the bootcamp. This is the critical part of it. Learning how to get that price down and how to move it from opening it to closing it. What happens in between is where the magic happens. And what you're going to find is that we need to keep repeating this process. So we will step them through these three items and then repeat again and again until we can move them to the point where they're ready to say yes so that we could reach for compromise. This is my negotiation flow. Think about how this impacts you on all the negotiations that you do, and think about how understanding this as a process will massively improve you as a great negotiator. And when you become a great negotiator, that is when you will get your deals done right, and that's when the money starts to flow, because you're doing the deals the right way, you're doing the deals consistently, and you're making people say yes rather than being stuck on no. If you're interested in learning more, particularly this key sector of what it takes to negotiate like an awesome pro, then come to the next Rapid Cash Generator Bootcamp. Go to tractionrealestatementors.com/bootcamp and get all the details, and I look forward to seeing you there. For Traction Real Estate Mentors, it's Tom Zeeb. I'll see you later.